our first adventure for the channel, so we were looking for something small. I came across this article right here in Only in Your State, talking about the ghost town of Sewell, West Virginia. So we thought, let's go. So John picked me up early and we took off down toward the Summersville area to see if we could locate this lost piece of West Virginia history. After not too long of a drive, we were close to the park. Seen some deer on the side of the road, mom and baby. And then not too long after that, we turned the corner into Babcock State Park. Making our way into the park, we went up to the Grits Mill parking lot after a little exploration and driving around. It was a beautiful area. It was early and there wasn't really that many people around. When we came back to the car later, I promise you this place was full. A lot of picture opportunities. Several of the West Virginia waterfalls from the project are located on this trail. After hanging around the parking lot a few minutes, we parked over by the mill, got our hiking gear, and walked past Grits Mill itself, which was not open yet. Where we made our way toward the rental cabins and the old Sewell Road trail. Here's the second waterfall. It's not too far up the blacktop road, long before you hit the gravel. And it's not too long before the blacktop ends and the gravel starts. And you can spot the bar that marks the beginning of the old Sewell Road trail. We walked around here a moment, made sure our hiking gear was in order. And then we decided it was time to begin our way down the trail. This was a 4.5 mile trail. You're not too far in before you start seeing signs of old infrastructure. We were really hopeful to find a few standing structures of a ghost town at the end. Here is the third waterfall on the trail. It lies not too far in. You're looking downhill here at the waterfall. I wanted to climb down. John said no. Sometimes the camera just doesn't do a photo justice. And it wasn't but an hour, maybe two, when we moseyed up on the old steam engine and wooden bridge. This is the coal-fired boiler from a train. Again, this trail walks on the old train tracks that should take you to the town of Sewell. The fourth waterfall. Hasn't rained in a couple weeks, so nothing heavy. So beyond that, we headed on down the trail, and it wasn't too very long before the trail started getting brushier and brushier, and we began our way into the national forest. We just hiked slow, made our way, got some photos of some mushrooms and how thick the brush was. Until eventually we found Sewell. Or at least we found on the GPS where Sewell was located. We hadn't found anything, so we kept looking around, hiked a little deeper in.
I don't know why our marker's here.
Kept following the little red dot for Sewell around in the forest, looking for some sign of foundations or even some old buildings. We did find a piece of train post sticking out with a piece of rail on top of it to mark where this town once sat. So we ventured down into the brush a little further to see what we could see. And at this point, we weren't trying to go too much further into a national forest, ill prepared, so we started making our way back out. John decided to adopt himself a mascot, and shortly thereafter we stopped because he had frozen sodas that he had been holding all day that were at a perfect slushy formation. Kudos, John. You got to bring those every time. We relaxed for a few minutes, enjoyed the park, and headed our way back to the car for another 4.5 miles from there, which would make us about 11 miles total into the national forest and back. Worth the trip. If you enjoyed this content, definitely like and subscribe, and we'll be taking plenty more trips for you to enjoy the videos from.